and she's a judge. She's the, like Brad Bradshaw. Yes, improviser, lawyer, judge. Great, well, give it up for Angie Acree.
Hello, I'm Angie Acree, and as Jeff said, I'm an attorney and a judge. I'm a part-time municipal judge, and I don't see any faces that I recognize having, so if I put you in jail, I'm sorry. But it's important for the story because, and for kind of a civics lesson, here in Springfield we have a small municipal court that handles small municipal type offenses like traffic tickets and that kind of stuff, and that's where I'm judge, okay? And then across the street over on Boonville, there's like the big Greene County serious people going to prison for long periods of time, mean stuff over there. And I go over there and work as a lawyer, but if I'm going to be a judge, it's over at the little court where I'm being mad because you were going too fast. So there's those two separate courthouses, and the story I want to tell today has to do about a time when I was over just being a lawyer over at the Greene County Courthouse. And what happened was, for those of you, I can tell none of you have been there, there is a long cabinet with various clerks sitting there, and when you walk in to do something in the clerk's office, they call you up and you start talking to them and you do your business and you leave. Well, there I was, that's the name of the story down there. There I was, standing there at the courthouse, and I was doing my business with the clerk's office, and this couple walked in, and it's really hard to tell how really old they were. You know, those folks that have lived a really hard, long life. Maybe they're 25, maybe they're 55, you don't really know. But you can tell they got dressed up for the occasion. They were both in their best jeans and their best biker shirts, and you know, and they had come in and they were hand in hand, and he was waving a piece of paper, and I turned around because he was making kind of a commotion, and I looked at him and he said, "We're here to get married." And well, the clerk's office doesn't marry people. Everyone knows that. No, they didn't know that. And so they were there to get married, and it was almost noon, and I knew the chance of finding a judge in that courthouse around lunchtime was like 0. But I told him, you know, the clerk was like, "Wait, do you have an appointment?" And the guy's like, "Do I need an appointment? Do I need an appointment?" And she goes, "Well, you have to have an appointment." And I thought, oh no, these poor people, they didn't make an appointment. And so I looked at him, I said, "Well, if you hurry up, I know Judge Conklin," y'all know Judge Conklin? Okay, "I know Judge Conklin that he will be, you know, the guy to do it if he's still here, but chances are he's already gone. But if you go on up in the elevator, because on the Greene County Courthouse you can't get from floor to floor unless you're in the elevator. Go on up in the elevator and see if he's still there." And I had some business, and they took off, and I had some business to do up on the 3rd floor, so I went up there and I went behind and I was doing a business, and it's lunchtime, so there's nobody in the hallway up there. If you've ever been there, there's tons and tons of people up there. So there's nobody there, and I look down the hallway as I'm coming out of the office part, and here's this little couple sitting on the bench outside of Judge Conklin's courtroom, and she's just bawling. She's got her hands down in her leg, you know, just crying, and she's just crying. Well, I had to go over there and find out what's happening. I said, "What in the world is wrong?" And the courtroom was locked, and they can't get married. And I said, "Well," and I looked, and sure enough, there was no judge to be found. And me, standing there, much like I am dressed today, says to them, "I'll marry you." And they said, "Would you?" And I said, "Sure, I'll marry you." Now, how in the world some strange woman walking down the hallway in Greene County Courthouse is supposed to marry this couple? I have no idea, but they were all for it. And I said, "Okay, well, we'll have to go over to municipal court because even though I didn't give them the civic lesson I just did y'all, I figured that they would kind of get the idea I couldn't do it there. But anyway, so we're walking down the hallway, and we're going towards the elevators, and I explained to them, well, did you guys bring a couple of witnesses? You need 2 witnesses to get married. And they said, well, we ain't got no witnesses. And I said, she's still crying. And I said, well, maybe we can find some witnesses. Well, let's go on over to the municipal court. I know there's the bailiffs and stuff over there, and they'll help us out. Oh, now that's a problem. And I said, why? You know, you just get in your car and you just come over there and follow me over there, and we'll get married over there. I got my stuff over there. And they said, you reckon the bus goes over there? I said, don't you have a car? Well, somebody done stole our truck last week and we had to take the bus over here. I said, oh Lord, this just keeps getting worse and worse. I said, why? Well, okay, why do you guys got to get married today? I'm thinking, she's not knocked up. I mean, she's full menopause, probably. I was like, and she said, we took off of work. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'll still marry you. So we're going down the elevators, and I'm thinking, I am not putting these people in my car. I'll marry them, but I don't want to put them in the car. I don't really know them. Okay, so we go out between, okay, if you haven't been in Greene County Courthouse, when you get off the elevators, you're right in front of the potty rooms. There's the men's room and the ladies' room and the elevators, and then on both sides of the hallways, the family courts, but it's right in front of the potties. And I said, y'all wait here. About that time, a friend of mine, Stuart Huffman, great criminal defense attorney if you ever need one, Stuart Huffman was coming by. And I said, Stuart, are you busy? And he said, no, what's going on? I said, could you be a witness in a wedding? He said, well, I sure can. And I said, stand right here. And I went around the corner, and I looked up, and there was Robert Garrison, a prosecutor, no longer there, but was a good prosecutor. Anyway, he's coming down the court steps, and I said, Robert, can you come over here? He goes, what? What's going on? I said, can you witness a wedding? He said, sure I can. So here I was. I have my husband and wife in their finest blue jeans. I have Stuart and I have Robert, and we got our witnesses. And I said, okay, we'll just do it right out here, right by this elevator. And I said, all right, sweetie, y'all turn and face each other. And they grinned with both of their teeth. And they looked at each other and they held each other's hands. And I looked over at her and I said, sweetheart, is this just everything you ever dreamed it would be? And she said, it sure is. And they were standing there holding each other's hands. And I said, dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the presence of these witnesses to marry this man and woman in holy matrimony. And she starts crying, just really crying. And he's holding and grinning and tooth showing and happy as a lark. And I said, do you? And he said, Virgil. And I said, do you, Virgil, take Jenny to be your lawful wedded husband? I told you I would when I drug you down here, woman. I said I would. I promised you I would, and I will, and I do. I really, really do. I said, Jenny? And she said, yes. I said, do you promise to marry Virgil, and do you take this man and holy matrimony until death do you part? And she went, so I said, now, with the power invested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. And they left the courthouse that day, literally skipping off to the historical courthouse to register their wedding. And that is the end of my lovely story.